Okay, class, today is Tuesday. Hi. So let's go over, looks like you have a phonics paper, or at least I have a phonics paper and a math paper. It says handwriting, page 185 on, I'm sorry, alphabet uppercase 59 through 60. Don't worry about that one. Just do the phonics page and the math page that I do on this video, and that'll be fine. Okay, so on your phonics page, let me stick something behind this. On your phonics page, it looks like this. We are just using what we've learned about short sounds and long sounds, one vowel rule and two vowel rule, to read the sentence, read the words over to the side here, and then figure out which one fits in each blank and makes sense in the story, or I'm sorry, in the sentence. So I'm not going to do all of these. It's a little harder without our projector, but let's go ahead and break down these words and figure those out, and then I'll do the first sentence with you, okay? So on the first word right here, I see that I have two vowels. So my two vowel rule says the first vowel will say its long sound, and the second vowel says nothing. My marker's kind of fat on here, so it covers it up. But I've marked it, so now I can sound it out. K-oat, k-oat, coat, coat. So I know my first word is coat. Now let's take a look at the second word. I see two vowels again. We call this a sneaky E because he comes at the end, but it still follows the two vowel rule. This sneaky E is going to push that first vowel and make them say its long name. Two vowel, same thing as the two vowel rule says that if there are two vowels in a word, the first vowel is going to say its long sound and the second vowel says nothing, so I'm going to mark it. First vowel says its long sound, so that's a long O, 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 and then the E says nothing. So now we can read the word. Remember, the first word was coat. The next word is O, home. Home. So I have coat and home. Now I'm going to give you just a second to see if you can figure out that last word by yourself before I do it. I see two vowels. So how would you mark it? If you have your paper, go ahead and mark it. I will go ahead and mark mine, and we'll see if we have the same thing. All right, it's two vowels, so the first vowel says its long sound, and the second vowel says nothing, and now we can sound it out. G-O, go, goat, goat. So I have coat, home, and goat. Now I'm going to read my first sentence and figure out which one of these words will fit in that sentence and make sense. Jack had to run. Jack had to run coat. Jack had to run home. Or Jack had to run goat. Which one makes sense? Yes, Jack had to run home. So I would write that in the first blank. H-O-M-E, home. And then if it helps you, if you want to cross out the word home because you already used it, you can do that. So now you know you just have this word and this word to choose from for the next two blanks, okay? All right. Down here where you see this little rabbit, is that a rabbit or a puppy? Oh, might be a puppy. Down here on the bottom, it says to mark your special sounds and then mark your vowels. So we've done quite a bit of this. If you need your B-book again, you can use that. You should be memorizing a lot of them. You should be getting a lot faster and be able to recognize them. I think you are. But if you still need help, remember the special sounds are in your B-book. You're going to circle all the special sounds that you can find, and then you're going to mark your vowels. Then you're going to try to read the word. If the word has one vowel, remember the vowel says its short sound, and you'll mark it with a smile. If the word has two vowels, then you would mark the first one with a long sign, that little long symbol, and then the second vowel is silent. So the two vowel rule says the first vowel will say its long sound and the second vowel will say nothing. Let me give you an example of that. They already, on the first word plus, it was a one vowel, so it follows the one vowel rule, so they already marked that for you. So let me mark the next one, cake, because it has two vowels and it will follow the two vowel rule. So remember the first vowel, which is that A there, will be long, and the second vowel stays silent, so we will cross it out. Okay? There were no special sounds in that word, so I didn't have anything to circle. So not all of these will have a special sound, only some of the words. So you've got to figure out which ones do. If they have a special sound, then you'll want to circle that. Okay, on the back of your paper, this is a little different. I don't think we've done this before. You have a row of words up here, stop, on, wet, he, and then you have a row of words down here, dry, go, she, off. All you're doing is you are matching the opposite. So this first word says stop, and this word says go. Stop and go are opposites, so you're going to draw a line from the word stop. Can't do it like that, but down to the word go. All right, let's do one more together, and then you'll do the rest on your own. The second word is on. So do you see any word on the bottom that would be the opposite of on? I see the word off over here. So on and off are opposites. So I would draw a line from the word on to the word off. Okay? Now in the section below where you see the little baby chick, so you have a chick, smoke, brush, and snow. It says to circle the special sounds, mark the vowels on both words. So like right here you have two words. You're going to circle the special sounds on both of these words, mark the vowels on both of these words. Then when you figure out which one matches the picture, you'll circle it. So let me do this first one as an example for you. All right, I'm going to circle my special sounds. My marker is so big, I hope it's not hard for you to see, but because it's covering the letters up. Okay, so on my first one, I circled CH for ch, and then, because that's a special sound, and then I see the special sound CK, k, so I circled that. And in the middle of those two special sounds, there's one vowel. So I marked it with a smile because one vowel rule says that this vowel will say its short sound, and I mark it with a smile. My word below had a special sound, ch, 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 so I circled it. Then it had two vowels, E. So my two vowel rule says the first one will say its long sound and the second one is silent, so I marked that. Now I'm going to read the two words. This word says ch, ick, chick, and this word says ch, eek, cheek. Which one of these do you think matches the picture? Chick, cheek. Right, it's that top one. So now that I've figured that out, I'm going to circle the whole word because this is the correct word. See? Oh, I misread the directions. I apologize. I'm so sorry. You're not going to circle it. You're going to draw a line to it. That actually makes it easier to see. I apologize. So when you figure out which one of these is the correct word, you're going to draw a line from the word to the picture. You're going to do the same thing with the word smoke. See how that arrow is pointing up to the smoke? Brush and snow. Okay, on the bottom section, kind of looks like the top part up here that we did. You have a row of words on the top and you have a row of words on the bottom. But instead of matching the opposites, you're going to match the rhyming words. So one of these words will rhyme with one of these words on the bottom. So if you look here, you have the word meat, and down here you have the word seat. So they drew a line from meat to seat. Now you need to read each one of these words and draw a line to the word down here that it rhymes with. So you have to read all of the words, draw a line from the word on top to the word it rhymes with on the bottom. Okay? All right. Now for your math paper today. Let's look at the top. This is just addition, which we've been working on. Again, I see the plus sign. I know that this little symbol tells me to add. So I'm going to add a 5 plus 4 more, and then I'm going to count it all together. And however many I have all together, I will write the answer down in the box. So again, we want you to memorize them. But if you still need help, you can do your dots up here, 5 dots plus 4 dots, count them all up and put the answer in the rectangle. Or you can use your fingers if you need to, or you can use an object like marbles or paper clips or you know, anything that you can count out if you need to do that. And some people really, it helps them when they can see it, so you may still need that. But we want to, I want to make sure that you're working on getting this memorized, okay? All right, the section down here is money. They have done the first one for you. Now here's where the money gets a little tricky, and you might need to get a little help from mom and dad, because I don't think we've mixed money before. We did try it a little bit in class, not on a paper, but we tried it together, but it's been a long time. So now it's really important that you recognize what the coin is and how much it is worth. So if you look at the top here, it says write the amount as each coin is counted and then write how much each sticker costs. Okay? So right here, they're going to give you an example. This is 5 cents, so they put a 5 here because it's a nickel. 5. And then I know that a penny is worth 1 more, so I'm going to just count. I'm going to add 1 more. 5 cents, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 cents altogether, 5 cents plus 3 more cents equals 8 cents. 8 cents altogether, so they wrote an 8 up here because the sticker is worth 8 cents. Now I'm going to do this one for you because we've not done this before. Now they want you to tell them how much is this sticker worth. Well, they wrote the 5 here for you already because remember, this is a nickel, this is the back of a nickel. See how you have this building and it has that kind of rounded top? That's a nickel. When you're at home, you want to get real money out and play with it, and it really helps when you see real money like we were doing in class to be able to tell the difference between a nickel and a dime and a quarter because they're all the same color. So make sure that you're playing with that at home when you can. Okay, so the nickel is worth 5 cents, so they wrote a 5. How much is a penny worth? 1 cent. But I'm not going to write a 1 here. I'm going to count up 1 more. I'm going to add 1 more. So pretend you're counting out money in your hand. 5. 1 more is 6. And then 1 more, because I'm adding 1 more penny, 1 more is 7. Or another way to look at this is 5 cents plus 1 plus 1. 5 cents plus a penny plus a penny. 5, 6, 7 equals 7 cents. So 5, 6, 7 cents. That tells me how much that sticker is going to cost. So I would put that over in the blank here. Now, this is something that is new to you. So I'll try to see if I can find some practice things for you because you need to play with that at home with real money if you have it, some real change. Because mixing money together and counting it together where you don't just have just nickels or just pennies or just dimes is a little tricky, and you have to practice it a lot to get better at it. So we'll probably start seeing this in papers a lot more, but we also want to practice at home to make sure we get good at it, okay? And then on the bottom, it just says write the before and after numbers. They're going to give you a number in the middle. You're going to write what comes before and what comes after. Remember, the one before is just 1 less. So what is the number that comes right before 9? It's an 8, so you're going down 1 number. The one that comes after, you're going up a number. So 8, 9, 10. When you're down there in like the 1s and 10s, it's a little easier, but when you get to these bigger numbers, you really have to think, what is 1 going down 1 less than 40? Or the number that comes right before 40 is 39. What is the one that comes right after 40? We'll go up 1. 40, 41. Okay, and again, you can use that number chart right now. We just want you practicing as much as you can to where you get so good at it that you don't need the number chart anymore. That hundreds chart. Okay, on the back, you're going to have some measuring. And we did do this before the break, but it's been a little while. So remember, these are called inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can find these on a ruler. If you have a ruler at home, you're welcome to use that. If you don't have a ruler at home, it's okay. We can just use this ruler here. So what it's asking you, it says to fill in the circle or the bubble under each animal that is more than an inch long. That means it's bigger than 1 inch. So what you can do, which we did before, is you can, see if I can get you to see this and write with this marker. You can just draw lines going up. Ooh, let me lay it flat. Here and here. Is that bigger than 1 inch? Yeah, that's much bigger than 1 inch. That's almost 2 inches. Probably is 2 inches. So I'm gonna circle in the little circle under the grasshopper because he is bigger than 1 inch. Now, if we look here at the, looks like a mosquito, I can take my little fingers. That is not bigger than 1 inch, so I'm not going to bubble that one in. But look how long this is. If I were to take this, and it is easier if you have a ruler at home, but if I were to take this, keep my fingers like that and move it over here, that's much larger than 1 inch. So we will bubble that in. So what you might do at home is, if you have a ruler, take a ruler and start measuring. Just find stuff around the house and measure it and see how many inches it is. And see if you can figure out if it's bigger than 1 inch or smaller than 1 inch, okay? Now down here, they're going to mix up addition and subtraction, so you'll need to look at your symbols. Right here, that's a plus sign. So remember, that means to add these two together. But over here is a minus sign. That means to subtract or take away. This would be 4, take away 1. This would be 1 plus, or 1 add 3. So remember to pay attention to your symbols here so you know whether or not you're going to add or subtract. And again, on your subtraction, you want to be memorizing these. But you can do the little dots if you need to. Like this one would be 4 dots, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it said minus 1 or take away 1. So you can cross one of those out and count how many you have left. 1, 2, 3. So 4, take away 1 is 3. So I would put the 3 in the box below. But you do want to get to where you memorize these, okay? And then on the bottom, it just says circle 60 cents. So you need to figure out, are these nickels, dimes, quarters, pennies? What do you think it is? Yep, that's a dime. It's got that kind of weird stuff on the back. It's small and silver. So I know a dime I'm going to count by tens. So then you're just going to count by tens and you're going to circle 60 cents. All right, guys, and that's all we have for today. Thank you.